time for this week's CEO's blog. John Dummersey is with me, and John, some good news for the breeders.
Certainly, Greg. I'm very pleased to announce that the board has decided to eliminate the fees attached to New South Wales resident stallions as from next season. And to explain that a little bit more in detail, there's a $750 registration fee. Whilst the registration will still have to be completed, there'll be no fee attached. And the foals, the resultant live foals from that breeding season, there's a fee of $110 paid by the stallion owners for New South Wales Breeders' Challenge eligible horses or foals. That also will be eliminated. So it's good news for New South Wales stallion owners. Certainly good news for the breeders, because in some way that fee is passed on to breeders. But I suppose this is a result of a little bit of angst, or maybe a lot of angst that was out there in the industry with the movement of the Pepper Tree stallions out of the state through Alabar. That's a commercial decision which has taken place in the past and probably will take place in the future. But we're looking at breeding in New South Wales, and we have a mares-based breeding scheme for our Breeders' Challenge. So this, we believe, is a big start. Now, that's just the beginning. The board is continually looking at breeding statistics, breeding innovations, breeding initiatives, and they will continue to do so well into the future, if not immediately.
Now, the Rising Stars have been announced for 2016. Going through the list, from the metropolitan area, Ellen Rickson and Martel Maguire. From the Southwestern Riverina, Ellen Bartley, Jason Grimson. From the Western Districts, Mitch Turnbull and Tom Pay. From the Hunter, James Harding and Brad Elder, and Tom Ison will represent the Northwest, and of course still to be announced as the WA representative. You'd have to be very pleased with the final list of drivers that have been selected.
An outstanding group of young people, and I must say that as happens just about every year, there was some conjecture. The conjecture came more so from the regions, where they're requested to nominate certain people to take part in the Rising Stars. At the end of the day, Harness Racing New South Wales selects who will compete. You must remember that we're looking for drivers that have had a good season, have a good record. We're not looking for a last chance situation, because at the end of the day, these young drivers have to drive in 10 races. They have to drive horses for trainers that they're not connected to, and of course owners. So we're looking for drivers with the ability and who are the rising stars of our industry. I must compliment Jack Trainer for standing down, actually, or handing in his spot as the defending champion. He's a star more than on the rise. He's probably right up there with some of the best drivers in New South Wales. So out of this group, there will be others that will come through, but as I said, the conjecture, that's always there. Who should be selected? That will always be there, but we have a fine group of young people who will compete this year.
Now, what about Spare Me Days? He took out all the cash in the Carnival Cups bonuses, won the $15,000 bonus, and then picked up the $5,000 participation bonus, but he completed in 5 of the 6, and in the end deserved to pick up that money.
He certainly did, and that was what it was about. It was a participation bonus, and Brad and Millie, they set their horse, Spare Me Days, to compete in as many races as possible, and they certainly did. They were the worthy winners. Winning the Bulleye Cup just cemented that, because that was the probably the best field of the 6 races. What's good that they'll be able to spend that money now. I believe they're going on a trip overseas, but next year we'll review how it worked. But next year, pleased to say that it looks like with Wagga and also Newcastle joining the Carnival Cups participation races, that it'll be an expanded series. A lot of money on offer just for the races themselves, but especially $20,000 for Spare Me Days at Connections. Congratulations.
And finally, Newcastle Mile this Saturday night. That should be a big meeting.
It certainly will. It's a great race, and as I just said, with the participation bonus, it just fell outside the time zone for that this year. But the Ross Gig Newcastle Mile, we all remember Ross. We all think dearly of him. He was a great contributor to this sport, and it's fantastic that Jim Bell and Tony Drew and the committee of Newcastle have elected to honour him and keep his name in the front of our minds for as long as possible going forward.
Thanks, John. We'll catch up with you again next week.
No worries, Greg.